The white bridal car never made it to church. Ada sat in the back seat of the decorated Lexus, her heart fluttering, not from nerves, but excitement. Her bridesmaid, Ijoma, was adjusting Ada's veil, teasing her softly. Madam Uche, how does it feel to be marrying the most handsome man in Lagos? Ijoma giggled. Ada smiled, cheeks flushed. I'm still trying to believe today is real. The driver, clad in a clean white kaftan, chuckled along, but behind his sunglasses his eyes were cold. He made a turn that wasn't part of the planned route. Ijoma noticed, Oga driver, this isn't the road to St. Dominic's. The man didn't respond. Ada leaned forward. Excuse me, what's going on? That was when the first black SUV pulled up beside them. Then a second, guns flashed through lowered windows. Before either women could scream, the Lexus screeched to a stop beside an uncompleted building. Men in black masks yanked the doors open. Ada scream echoed through the concrete. Uche stood at the altar, dashing in his white agbada with gold embroidery, waiting with a smile that had fought through years of storms. Chief Ofor, Ada's father, and the Nigerian's feared Inspector General of Police was already seated with his entourage, scanning the crowd with military precision. The choir began another song. The priest glanced nervously at his watch. Uche's best man whispered, "She should have been here by now." Then his phone rang. A trembling voice on the other end whispered, She's gone, they took Ada and Ijoma. I tried to fight Uche, they have guns. It's not a robbery, they called your name." It was the voice of the bridal makeup artist. She had been following behind in another car. Uche's knees buckled. The church turned to chaos. 10 years earlier, University of Lagos, 100 level, Ada was new, fresh face, sharp-tongued, the only daughter of a powerful police officer but determined to live a quiet academic life. Uche was another thing but quiet. The moment he walked into campus, he carried a reputation that made others retreat. He was the enforcer for Black Fangs, a notorious campus gang, but he wasn't a thug. Uche was smart, calculating, and deadly when provoked. One fateful evening, Ada had stayed back in the library. On her way to the hostel, 3 boys from a rival court cornered her. "You think you are too fresh to say hello, Abi?" One hissed. "I'm not interested," Ada replied, eyes fierce. A slap was raised, but never landed. Uche appeared from the shadows. Behind him, 3 members of his crew. "You dey mad?" He growled at the leader. The boys laughed until fists flew. In less than 60 seconds, it was over. One attacker limped away, another spat out a tooth. Uche turned to her. "Are you okay?" Ada nodded and stunned. He smiled for the first time. "You're braver than half the men I know," she said. And just like that, something shifted. They started talking, then studying together, then holding hands under dim hallways. She softened him. He fascinated her. Despite warnings from her father, Ada loved Uche with a quiet fire that wouldn't go out. Back to present, Chief of Force slammed his fist on the table. "What the hell would dare kidnap my daughter on our wedding day?" No calls had come, no ransom, nothing. Uche sat in silence, his mind spinning. He remembered the last time he saw a face like that. His mother's, weak from cancer, pleading with him to leave the streets. "You want to bury me as a gangster?" she had whispered. Tears streamed down his face. "Mama, I swear, I'm done." She smiled faintly. "Then life will reward you. But stay clean, my son, please." And he had. 4 long years. Changed completely. Started a business, proposed to Ada, but now they had taken her. Was this a test or a punishment? An envelope arrived at Uche's gate. No name, just smudged thumbprint, an old court symbol from his past. A coiled fang pierced with a dagger. Inside was a torn piece of Ada's wedding gown, stained with blood. We haven't forgotten. We never forgive. Come alone, or she dies screaming. Uche sat alone in his living room, heart pounding. He knew who it was. The Scorpions, the gang whose leader he had crippled during the rescue fight in Unilag. The same gang that never fully died. Word had it that they had gone deeper underground, now operating as a drug and gun syndicate with ties to politicians. He dug out a rusted metal box. Inside, his old blade, a list of names, and a black bandana. The life he had buried was whispering again. Chief of Four's men were moving too slowly, restricted by protocol. But Uche didn't have time for that. God forgive me, he muttered. But I'm going back in. He made a call. Stone, it's Uche. The lion was quiet. I thought you were done. They took Ada. A pause, then a voice said, where do we start? A damp warehouse, a single bulb, chains on her wrists. Ada's white gown was torn. Her lip bled. Ijoma lay unconscious beside her. One of the masked men laughed. Mariam now, make we see. Another shoved him. She's not to be touched. Boss said keep her alive for now. Ada stared at the ceiling. She whispered, Uche, please find me. Uche, dressed in black, stormed into an old bar on the mainland, slapped a wad of cash on the table. I want info. Who's in town from the Scorpions? Eyes widened, whispers flew. The woman walked up to him. You're crazy, Uche. They will kill you. He leaned in and said, let them try. At midnight, Uche walks into the ruins of old court house near Ikorodu. Stone is beside him. A marksman steps forward. You shouldn't have come. Uche's eyes flash. I'm not here to talk. Then, gunfire erupts. Stay tuned, like, share and subscribe, and see you on the next one.